Welcome. Welcome to Mother Eve, of course, the serpent of Genesis chapter 1, or not just chapter 1, it's the serpent that is within all of us, the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Now, of course, we have been conditioned to be very fearful of that serpent. On the other hand, we had to have people who know how to hypnotize them. And I'm believing that it is Mother Eve's way of really saying, look, there is no need to really be so frightened of me. I just really, when I'm being stern, I just want you to lead you in the right way, to direct your path. And I'm just being everything I can possibly be to really show you the way. Now, the way for Mother Eve really is to be centered in the sense of grounding ourselves. This is why it is said the serpent was cast to the ground. This is to get our attention on the ground, ignited on the ground. Some people live for years and their feet do not touch the ground. I find that very sad because well, I'm an earth sign, so perhaps it would be a very difficult thing for me to understand overall. Whereas an air sign might find it very easy to not be bothered with the ground and not be so affected by it. So I do understand that. But it's overall, Mother Eve is saying, even if you're up there, I want you to see what's on the ground. There is gems in the ground. That's where the diamonds are from. And that's where, of course, we have streams of water flowing. Oh, lovely. The oceans, we have 5 oceans. So the number 5 here is in direct correlation with Mother Eve. Now, when we do the numerical value for the word Eve, now Eve to me is a function. Now I'm beginning to understand every word or thing or spelling is about function. When we get to understand the structures of these letters or words, then we understand the functions very easily. And of course, life becomes much easier then. This is why we choose names that have meaning to us, because the meaning is really the function, of course. Now, and my real name is Shakti, which has an S and it has an A, like in serpent, like in snake. Well, serpent hasn't got an A, but like snake. So I'm believing in that sense that I have been divinely guided to be doing this and really playing that role of words. I'm just hoping and I'm asking Mother Eve right here and right now to get me to have this art of words and speech, that I can really convey this essence and meanings in a succinct and precise way, so you get the gist. And I like to say the juice of Genesis, the juice of the Bible, because it is a numerical big Scrabble game. It is a board game of words. That's what it is. Well, words and numbers. So basically, we could see right where the game of snakes and ladders have derived from. Snakes and ladders, that's the Bible. Okay, talking about Mother Eve right there. Excuse me 1 minute.
I am Crimey Queen.
Wow.
And if you are joining us
that's
for the first
not
time,
very...
it's the channel where we have fun with words
Perhaps
and numbers.
it's nothing by
I had so much
chance.
fun in my last presentation on
I've
Genesis
just touched something.
Well, chapter 1, yes.
Okay.
But really, we're working with the...
There we go. I'm just gonna go with the flow. This is how it works. Okay, so because I'm loading up at the same time and my hand had touched something, so anyway, there we go. There I was saying that Mother Eve, to give me the speech, the art of being able to convey the meaning and words and numerical values of this beautiful, delicious game that the Bible, particularly Genesis, particularly the King James Version, that's the mathematical code one. Okay, so in case you're new to this, I'll just give you a quick run on Mother Eve and the sacrifice template. So the sacrifice template is that, of course, we see the initial hair, the snake, she moves in that way, and that's what she's asking us to do. We have 3 sections of development here in this template. It would be interesting to really see how these 3 sections of development played out in the story of Christ. Of course, it really would be. So here we are. This is where we are in the sack. This is where Mother Eve has given everything to us, where she says, behold, I have given you everything, all fruit-bearing tree or seed, that fruits that bear their seed after their kind. And that's where we are in that sack. Now, of course, to give of something, that means there is a bonding right there. It's like mother and child. It's like mother really breastfeeding and giving the child of everything that she has. All the nutrition is in her breast, and that's what the sack is about. Now, when we add these numbers together, we get 6. We also add these here together, which is 15, and we get 6, and so on. The last 3 digits here on the temp scale here on the top is also 24, and that equals 6. We can see from here, from the stories that we have learned about Revelation, that we should be fearful of the number of the beast that would be on men's forehead. Again, we have not, it's important that we note the essence of the stories, because the parables, all these things have been parables. What amazes me is that people have taken a man's dream, and that dream would go on and on and on and on. And of course, we have the gift of dreams, and the dreams are usually sent as messages, not for just the dreamer. I get that. But do we find ourselves in a place where we can really identify with the dreamer? Isn't that the position that we are called to do? So there is the beast and horns and whatever it is. And of course, on one hand, horns are really considered a good thing, like where they would blow the trumpets, or when Christ come there would be the trumpets, or God come there would be the trumpets, or when they were marching around the wall of Jericho with trumpets, they were good, they were horns. Or at the altar where they would have a horn or something, that would be good. But then in Genesis, it seems such a beast that had horns. Of course, like, so the cow that has horns, then of course we should be quite fearful of the cow, the deer, and they all have horns. And those horns, they have their purpose. It's time that we also understand that. Of course, that means perhaps they're symbolic about if we do not do what we are meant to do, those very same things are going to be stuck like horns in our heads, instead of having the 666 on our foreheads to say, I have mastered that, I have mastered this section. I have mastered this section, and I have mastered this section. So this is the 666, and of course we have 639 here as well. So I always call in revelation and water, not always but often, and to really be transparent in these presentations. So basically we want to continue this mini series of 7 which we were doing. So I like to sort of go over a few things, so just to get the juice out for those who are new. Of course, this is a new thing, we are planting new seeds, so spill over with love. That's what we're about. So this is the magic of number 7. We have seen how when we do the numerical value for 7, it equals 20. We also see the word Sarah, S-A-R-A-I-H, had been 21. So we see how the 3 vibration had been very prominent there. But God had sent his angel to change her name, that she would be with child. I'm talking about biblical story here, and changed her name to Sarai, meaning S-A-R-A-H. And then that became 20. And that's the 20 we see that has been the rock. In fact, I did look at I think the date of birth of Barack Obama. I was curious about his numbers actually, but that's quite some time ago. When my something falls down, I am beginning to believe that it's probably saying to me, change course, because it's like, no, just cut this out. But I'm just gonna say, I think he was 20th of the month. And so I was saying the number 20 is really of harmony. It is, then again, perhaps that noise is really the echo of setting that cement in what I'm saying as well. You know, getting the vibration much higher. It could well be. Okay, I'm still going to work it out. So Sarah now is 20. So of course she had 2 sons. That meant when her name changed, she had 2 sons. There was another thing that happened, that when she was told that she was going to be with child, she laughed. She laughed. And that is, I would really urge that you check my videos on Abraham and Sarah, or anything to do with laugh. If you see any of those, I know there are lots of videos, but it's I'm going to try and link them to this one, in fact. But it is so funny because I had been talking about the vibration of laughing. So laugh is really 22. Let's do this. So this is 3, 1, 3, 7, 8, 5, 4. So this is 9, and 8 is 17. Is it? Yeah, 17. And 7 would be 34. 34 plus 3, 37. 37, that would be 41. Am I correct? Let's do this again. So this is 9, 17, 24, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. It is correct. It's 31. So I counted in a sense that I had found 22 for laugh, and not laughed, but laugh, of course. That's why I was getting a bit confused here. So laugh is 22, and of course 22, because ED is 9, just to 9. So 9 plus 2 is 11, and that's 31. So we can see how we get 31 here. So laugh is 22, which is a master number, but that's what I was talking about. So, and the laugh showed up 3 times. 3 times, I believe it showed up with the story of Sarah, when she was told that she was going to be with child, because it is said that she was of age, meaning old, or she was 90. Another thing that I keep saying to people, that 90, N-I-N-T-Y, again, because the stories are mathematical. They are there to really get us thinking that the 30-year-old woman really was 33 years of age, and at 33 perhaps would be seen very old, that she hadn't had a child yet. That's my conclusion, but I'm going by the maths. Okay, so she was 90. There we are. This is 9 plus 10 is 19. This would be 28, and 5 would be 33. Now, why am I really sticking to this as well? The 33, meaning when she was Sarai, she was 21. That was 1, 3. It was like a W, but there was not enough vibration for her to be impregnated in that sense. It's like she had a UV, is it UVI or something to that effect, because God had now intervened, so was working with what she already had and doubled it. And doubling that vibration now, of course, didn't it coincide with the very same number that Christ was, that it was said Christ had been crucified at, 33. Now, speaking of 33, because it would be fair now to say, of course, we said that Christ had died at 33, and now I'm making that reference with 33 and Christ. But let's see, although we are doing number 7, and I'd like to really keep up with this, but sometimes you just need to go with the flow, and you need to be balanced as well. So 3, the number 3 is 2. It's 11 on 1 plus, because we've done this. This is 28955. So when we add this up, this is 19 and 10 is 29. So 3 is 11. And now we are doing 2819927. So here we are, 20, 30, 37, 38. So there we are, 38. Now, we could in this sense say, there's something, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. So 30 and let's do 8. It would just be interesting. But that 38 would coincide as well with Christ, because Jesus, when we add this together, 3 plus 8 is 11. And of course, Jesus, GASUS, US is 151 US 31. So there we are, 5 and 2, 7, 10, 11. So in actual fact, when we see that Jesus was, it was said he died at 33, in actual fact, it could well be 38, because we see 38 goes back to 11. Go back, it's like meeting from the end, going back to the start. So that's what we are seeing. But the story in itself of 33 makes us, of course, this is how I have found the root. So we see here again now that makes perfect sense, because we are talking about Sarah at 90. And of course, we have done the math where it shows 33. We have done 33, and we see 33 really equals 30. Let's see, there's 2 here, and of course 2 here would be 22. 2 plus 2. So there would be 2 here, and there would be 2 here, which equals the laugh which I am talking about. It goes back to the laugh right there. It's like long division. And of course that would be denoting that she was the mother of the sons. She had 2 sons, and of course Ishmael too. I think there were 2 sons on the other side, but we see how 2 plays out in this story, and 2 is rock. So it was Isaac and Jacob, Isaac and Esau, and then there was Jacob, Isaac and Ishmael, and then there was Jacob and Esau. So we can see that 22, how that would be very symbolical with the 2 sets of sons right there. Wow. Now, but that also coincides with 7, because we are still talking about the number 7, which is the representation of the whole. Now, as I have shown that we have 2 sets of 2s there, and of course, when we do the numerical value for 7, as I have said, we had 14 gods in Genesis, and this is 10, 15, 20. This is how we get the 20, and that's the rock. That is Peter. That is Peter the Rock. That is south. It is where we plant with the word south. S-O-U-T-H. And it's also John, J-O-H-N. This is why some people say John is join. So we have 1, 6, 8, 5. And so this is 14, 19, 20. And south is 1, 6, 3, 2, 8. Of course, and we have the same or almost the same numbers here, apart from the 3 and the 5. Okay, and so we have 10 and 10, 20. So this is where we have, we see how 2 is really foundational for anything that we want, and it shows the magic of number 7. It is the magic of number 7. It's this. It really depicts the sacredness of 7. So of course we talk about 7 oceans, and I say oceans. Sorry, 7 the visible 7 planets. We have 7 days of the week. We have 7 days of creation. We have 7-day Adventists, of course. We have 7, lots of 7s there. I think there are more 7s than it seemed like. But we should say perhaps not so much, because, of course, to every person who is in a relationship, it's usually I'm having a relationship with one person here, so that means that 2 is perhaps the most common form of sacredness that we would talk about here, in essence, when we think about it. So I can have like 50 different relationships where I am being in a partnership or as 2, because I am mother, and I am mother, I am sister, I am aunt, I am, I am, and I am that I am. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this fun. Do like and subscribe and leave your comments. I just love to hear your comments. And yes, it's because this is how we do it. We share, share your views, and I share mine, and see, of course, this is, we are on this path together. Thank you very gladly. Namaste. And spill over with love.